It says in Sefer Chavakuk, Ki even mikir tizak uchefitz me'etz ya'anena. Even, a stone, from a wall is going to speak. V'chefitz, a splinter, me'etz, from a wood, ya'anena, will answer it. Kama yesh lo lizaer la'adam michata'av shelo yichta. How much does a person needs to be careful from having a sin, to sin in front of a Kadosh Baruch Hu? Ve'im tomar, and if you're going to say, Mi me'id alav, who is going to testify that he did that? A person does something in the privacy of his basement, inside one of those gloom and doom conspiracy, end of the days kind of a person that goes underground and collects ammunition for 50 years because one day it's going to be worth more than gold. He does whatever he does there in the hiding of his basement. Who would see me? Nobody sees me. Don't worry. Somebody does. Who? Hine avne beito, stones of his house. Vekorot beito, and the beams would testify on him. Lif'amim, sometimes HaKadosh Baruch Hu oseh ba'em shlichuto. Sometimes they become the messengers of God. Let's stop here 1 second. This concept was very hard to understand years ago. It's very hard to understand. Today you see that it's very possible. You can take a camera, there's like as thin as a fiber optic fiber, just like one little fiber. You put it in the corner of the room, and not only you could see exactly and hear exactly what happens there, you could also ship it to the other side of the world to see it live as it happens. Almost with like no delay whatsoever. These things are possible. If I would tell you 50, 60 years ago, I can have a little camcorder and record things, and it's like not even a tape inside. Well, what are you talking about? It's impossible. But you see, it is. Today it's possible. More than that, when a person speaks, or words or actions that he does, that generate something around you. If, for example, a person's house is not filled with Torah or with kindness, let's leave Torah to the side, just kindness. A house that everybody fights there all the time, and there's a lot of tension and animosity. The house could be perfectly clean, neat, and organized, but yet you would find it very uncomfortable. And you might go to a house that there's a lot of love and optimism and being positive and respect and so on and so forth. The house could be a bomb, and yet you walk inside and you feel right at home. You feel right at home. Apparently, those things do somehow resonate, and they get observed inside to create a certain atmosphere of the place. So much more if a person in his house, chas v'shalom, does chataim, does averot, or lehavdil, does mitzvot, they learn Torah, is a house that is established on pure Torah, Jewish concepts. That will be a testimony. That will come and testify at the end of time. And if you don't believe that it's possible, look what the Zohar says. Come and see. Matei Aaron, the staff of Aaron. Shu etz yavesh. The best staff to make is dry wood. It's hard, it's not heavy. It's not, if it's just a sapling, there you go, it's heavy because there's a lot of moisture inside. It doesn't give you the support you need. So Matei Aaron was, and especially over there in the desert, is dry. Etz Yavesh. Asabu HaKadosh Baruch Hu Reshit HaNisim. All the miracles start to happen or occur as a result of the Mateh. The Mateh was the one who initiated the whole miraculous era of Yetziat Mitzrayim. Ushte shlichuyot nasu bo. It was two different assignments were assigned to it. Echad shu etz yavesh, the first one that is a dry wood. Uvala et hataninim shalem, and he swallowed their crocodiles that they made. It's not snakes, crocodiles. Why crocodiles and not snake? Because in Hebrew, a snake is nachash. Tanin is a crocodile. Why? Because the Egyptians worshipped them. They thought they were one of those gods of the Nile. So listen, quite impressive, huge. They worshipped them. So the main two, we swallowed their crocodiles. Ve'echad, and the second one, kidei sha'ato kibel ruach hayim. For one particular occasion, all of a sudden it was revived. Right? V'na'asa bria, and it became a living entity. It's a piece of wood that became a living entity. Amar Rabbi Elazar. Rabbi Elazar said, טיפח רוחם של אותם האומרים שהקדוש ברוך הוא אינו עתיד להחיות המתים. Bless those who don't believe in resurrection of the dead. Even the Rambam, that was the most analytical of all, tremendous wise man, huge Talmid Chacham, that stayed away from anything that smelled foreign, too mystical, was not for him. Said that if you don't believe in resurrection of the dead, you don't believe. You're a non-believer. You're a heretic. You're an infidel. It's one of the core foundations of Jewish belief. Tchiyat HaMetim. שהקדוש ברוך הוא אינו עתיד להחיות המתים. שאיך אפשר שיעשה מהם בריאה חדשה? How is it possible that a skeleton will become a living entity again? It's just impossible. That is impossible. Just thinking that, by the way, is putting a limits on the abilities of HaKadosh Baruch Hu to do in this world as He pleases. If HaKadosh Baruch Hu can make a donkey speak like He did in Bilam, He can make a human being talk to Him. He cannot resurrect the dead. And that's one of the things. You put a limitation on HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yavou ve'iru elu tipeshim rasha'im. Those fools, the wicked fools, should come and see. Those wicked fools who are rechokim min HaTorah. They are far away from the Torah. You can't be that you are a person. Now I'm going to tell you something. We keep on talking about, and I keep on hearing that people are saying, well, some rabbis are very, very smart, but in their thinking, well, it's quite ancient, it's quite old, it's quite this, or the new concept of Torah should have changed, and so on and so forth. Torah is not about changing. Torah is about handing over. And if you change, whatever you hand over is new. It's not what it was. Our obligation is to hand over the Torah, to fit our lives into the ways of the Torah. We have to hand it over. We're not changing. I'll give you an analogy outside of the spectrum of Torah. The art of rowing a canoe was in many parts of the world almost forgotten, especially in Canada by the Native Americans and so on and so forth. So the story goes that this one guy went to this course to learn how to row the canoe, and they showed him techniques. And he came to his grandmother and said to her, "Grandma, look what I just learned." And she started crying. And she said to her, "Why are you crying?" She said, "Because this is exactly the way we used to do it." So to row the canoe is not just to take the oar and just to paddle yourself around. It's amazing what you can do with it. You could like spin on a dime with a canoe. It's just amazing. If you would change the paddling techniques, you're going to end up with a motor and you'll never know how to do it. It's not about changing. It's about passing on traditions. And if you don't pass on traditions, they're gone forever and you created something new. That's what makes Am Yisrael so unique. That if the Rambam would come here today and he would sit here, I can't wait for the day, and we'll take Masechet Kiddushin, we'll be able to take it. He'll be able to come in and take it exactly from where we left. I mean, right there in the middle. We're in the middle of Daf Yud Bet or Daf Yud Gimel. He'll be able to sit down. Where are we? Okay, let's go on. He'll be able to read like nothing like this. And hopefully, in 500 years from now, if our great-grandchildren will come and learn, we'll be able to go with them and learn. And that's the beauty of it. And the same Torah that we learn today, Bereshit bara Elokim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz ve'ele shemot bnei Israel, that was read 3,000 years ago. If we would change it, we're coming up with something new. That's not Judaism. Might look like it, but it's not it. So don't ever say that Judaism needs to change or adapt new values. It doesn't work like that. So come and see. And those who are far from the Torah, v'rechukim mimeno, are far also. When you are far from the Torah, you ultimately also far away from Hashem, from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You can't be close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and far to the Torah or the other way around. One is Hashem nirdav to the other. HaTorah v'HaKadosh Baruch Hu chad hu. The Torah and HaKadosh Baruch Hu is one. You can't like one and forget the other. It just doesn't work like that. Shebiyadav shel Aaron haya mateh. In the hands of Aaron there was a staff. Etz yavesh. Dry wood. והקדוש ברוך הוא החזירו לפי שעה לבריאה שנשתנה בו ברוח וגוף. הקדוש ברוך הוא made it into an entity, made it into a living thing that swallowed. There was a goof, a body, and a ruach, and a spirit in it. אלו הגופים, these, the bodies, שכבר היה בהם רוחות, that already had a ruach, uneshamot kedoshot, and holy souls in them. V'shamru mitzvot HaTorah, and they already kept mitzvot of the Torah. Ve'asku b'Torah, not only haya, they dealt with this all day long. That was their business. Yamim ve'lilot, days and night. V'akadosh baruch hu hetzmin otam ba'afar, and the reason why they're in the soil, in the land, in the ground, is because HaKadosh Baruch Hu put him there. When the world is going to be renewed, the time when the fix-up of this world, when we do what we're supposed to be doing, and what we're supposed to be doing is tikkun olam, fixing this world. Our job is not to chase after dreams. I hear it all the time. People are saying, well, at the time of the Gemara, rabbis used to work. How is it that everybody's sitting down today and learning and not working? Well, at the time of the Gemara, that's all they need to do because everybody was observing. That was enough. Today, that most of them are not, somebody has to learn. But those people are sitting down and learning. Don't ever say that. Don't adapt foreign ideas that slowly will plant into your head and they are as foreign to you as a rock in an engine of a jet. They'll crush you down. You won't be able to fly. These are not your ideas. Those foreign ideas. So, bodies, when the Tikkun HaOlam was done, bodies that already were sanctified by having a Ruach and Neshama from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that dealt with Torah, that did mitzvot, by all means are much better than a dry staff. Al achat kama v'chama, even more so. Amar Rabbi Chia. Rabbi Chia said, V'lo, not only that. Elo oto guf she'aya. That body, here, this is for you, Yonatan. Elo oto guf she'aya yakum. The body in which, if you want to know about Gilgulim, that's the body that the neshama was put into the ground, that body is going to come. Not somebody else, not, whatever, a samurai, or the person that was put in, that's the person that's going to get up. Straight from the Zohar, Rabotai. Ze mashma shekatuv. Yechyu metecha. Your dead would resurrect. So therefore those who died. Velo katuv yivra metecha. He would create your dead. Those who died. Mashma she'em kvar nivru. Those who were already created. Aval tzrichim rak sheyichiyu. Only thing we need is just to resurrect them. They were already created. You don't have to recreate them. Ki etzem achat tishaer min haguf. There was going to be only one, even if there's going to be one bone left in the body. Mitachat haaretz. Ve'aetzem ha'i ena nirkevet. And that bone does not rot away. Ve'ena mitbalet be'afar. And does not deteriorate with the soil. Le'olam. Forever. U'va'et ha'i, at that time, HaKadosh Baruch Hu yerakech ota. HaKadosh Baruch Hu would soften it. Ve'yaseh ota keseor bevatzek. As much as you take sourdough and you put it into the dough to make the whole process grow. And if you have had good sourdough bread, there's nothing like it. It's amazing. And it grows beautifully with no yeast. That's a magic. It really is magic. You want to see a miracle? That's a miracle. ותעלה ותתפשט לארבע זוויות, and it will grow to all dimensions. That little piece. וממנה ישתכלל הגוף, and from that bone, the whole body is going to come back alive. וכל איבריו, and all the limbs. ואחר כך, and after that, נותן הקדוש ברוך הוא את הרוח. HaKadosh Baruch Hu put the spirit in it because the nefesh stays there all the time. The ruach will come. And you see in Yecheskel and Chazon HaAtzamot HaYeveshot on the vision of the dry bones, how it's going to happen, you would have to, the way it happened is interesting. HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to Yecheskel, prophesize on this. In other words, draw a tremendous spiritual energy through the nevuah, through prophecy, into those bones, the valley full of bones, and with this excess spirituality, the energy that you'll be able to put in, that's how they're going to resurrect. That's how they're going to become alive. So those bones, after the whole body is going to be complete, then HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to put in the chip, the spirit, the ruach. Amar lo Rabbi Elazar, Kenhu, yes, this is how it's going to be. Uvo and come and see. Ha'etzem hazo b'meh mitrakachat, on how this bone is actually becoming soft. What is that agent that softens that bone? The answer is betal, with dew. Shekatuv kital orot talecha. Your dew is dew of lights. Now it might make more sense to you. Why did they put tal, Mashiv HaRuach, Morid HaGeshem, Morid HaTal, next to Tchiyat HaMetim? Because tal, the dew, has to do together with that. What does tal have to do with that? If you take the numerical value of tal, it's 39. He who keeps Shabbat, the 39 melachot. That's the lo ta'aseh. He who keeps Yichud Hashem, the Gematria, the numerical value of Hashem, the Yud Kei Vav Kei, 26, and the word Echad, 13. And don't forget that 13 refers to Ahava, to love. And how therefore you unify Hashem's name in this world? Be'ahava, if you do it with love. So if you come to doing the mitzvot, as it says mitzvot Shabbat, be'ahava, with love. Because you feel, that's what we tried to explain last week. There's a big difference between obligation and responsibility. If you assume that responsibility upon yourself, you do things not because you're obligated, but because you're responsible enough to realize that your action actually means something and it makes a difference in this world. When you are dealing with Yichud Hashem, with unifying and glorifying Hashem's name in the world, not yours. When you realize that this is not your world, this is His world. And the only reason why you came here is to glorify His name. Therefore remember that any time that you don't do that, you're bringing yourself closer for your purpose in life. That love of the one, which is Hashem, that is the tal, and the tal shall come livracha, gentle, soft, enough to revive the plants. If there is enough dew in the summer, you don't really need to water. The dew would be enough. Ketal ra'anan, like refreshing dew. If you do that, this is the bracha in which we're going to bring on our lives by unification of Hashem, by doing things because we love to. Be'ezrat Hashem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu shoev rachamim on us, and we should all be zocheh to the resurrection of the dead, לחיות בימי המשיח, ולראות בביאת משיח צדקנו, and to see Hashem's glory on the end. Again, I would like to, first of all, thank you all to join us, and to remind you, if you have any questions, feel free to contact us at rabbigaon@gmail.com. Any contacts or requests that your question or request you would like to make, we'll be more than happy to answer them. And again, if there are questions, we would like to randomly pick up a question and address that in one of our future lectures. Again, rabbigaon@gmail.com. Thank you.